Today we're building a full exhaust for the Panamera. Wow, that's crazy looking. All right guys, it's time to change up this exhaust. This exhaust has been interesting, kind of fun while it lasted, but I think it's time we make a full legit exhaust. I would say this setup sounds good and bad at the same time. So it was an interesting experiment. I'm glad I did it. I wanted to see what it sounded like coming basically right off the turbo and catless, just to see if that's something I wanted to stick with. Like I said in the previous video, it would be very hard to actually stick this up into the body. I'd have to cut through like the structure of the car all behind this. And it's really not practical to have it hanging this low. You can see it's already been scraped a number of times. Some of that was when it was stuck in low mode for a little bit. So when it's in low mode, there's no way it just scrapes almost all the time. When it's in normal mode, it scrapes once in a while. But it's just impractical to keep it like this, and especially if I want to lower the car more than it already is. So today we will be building a full exhaust, starting right off of the stock downpipes here. But as I showed last time, I hollowed the cats out completely, so they are catless stock downpipes. And over here I have some of the components I'm going to be using. So here you can see this is where it would be coming off the downpipes as it is now. I'm going to incorporate flex pipes on both sides. I'm not sure if it's going to be here or like here, wherever it fits. And then the all-important X pipe. So we're going to be going into this X pipe. And I think that's something that the current exhaust is lacking. Since there is no crossover at all, it's pretty pulsy, especially when you're sitting there idle. You can really hear it pulse back and forth. It's kind of cool, but it also really takes away from that V8 sound that I like. So that's going to be an important part of this new exhaust, is the X pipe. So then I've got, as you can see, just some 90-degree bends. So this is all 3-inch. So then we're going to be going dual 3-inch the whole way back. Here I've got basically a flared end tubing, so I can have some connection point for where the tips are. And then I'll be using the band clamps back there. Here I've got some 45s to use as well. And then for all the straight, I've got plenty of scrap over here from all my days of building exhaust. So this is all 304 stainless. That's all I ever use so that it holds up. We'll be TIG welding the whole thing. And of course back purging when we do the final welds to protect the inside of the weld as well. And the last thing that's not here yet, should be coming in a couple days, is a transition to 3.5 inch. So I believe the tips are going to be 3.5 inch. The 3 inch is just a little bit too small. And I'm not completely sure where it's going to come out yet. Likely not where it was coming out, especially because those are such big outlets. Those would be good for like a dual 3-inch or a dual 3.5 inch. But basically I'm going to be doing 2 singles. So I'm not sure yet. I got to take some of this bumper apart first to see what's going to fit and where I can run those pipes. So that's the basic plan. We're going to start from the front and work our way back. All right, guys, I got the exhaust all finished up here. This took a very long time to do. I think it was probably the most complex exhaust I've ever built. It's definitely similar to the Range Rover because the Range Rover is also 3-inch. I put an H pipe in the Range Rover and then it's dual 3-inch the whole way back. The difference with this one is there's definitely a lot more bends and it's a lot tighter to fit under the car. So you got to really take your time. The other thing is I took the exhaust out where it did not come out before. So there was more fabrication involved in that. So quickly take you through this. So we've got the dual 3-inch coming off the down pipes. We've got 3-inch flex pipes going into the X pipe. Dual 3-inch, it's really tight in this section to go through the tunnel that's up there. Then it splits out. I've got hangers here. These are the factory locations on both sides. So that worked out pretty well. Then here I've got my slip joints. I decided to do a slip joint back here because if this was all one piece, it'd probably be really hard to make the exhaust tips to really be even and at the right spot. So it's nice to have a little slip joint there and I can put the clamp on. You can do some minor tweaks there to get the tips right. And then we've got the 3 to 3.5 inch adapter there so that we've got the 3.5 inch tips. I decided to go with the slant cut. At first I thought I was gonna go straight, but because it is at such an angle, I thought it looked kind of stupid straight. So I did the slant cut to kind of be parallel with the back of the car, so I think that should look pretty clean. And then here is where I added mounts. So there were no exhaust mounts in this location. So up here on the car, you can see where I built these mounts. So they were basically just a plate of stainless, and then I used the same stainless rod that I normally use for my hangers, and I welded it to that plate. And luckily this bumper bar is a decently thick aluminum that I could just drill and tap 3/4 20 screws at each location. So I've got basically 2 identical mounts, and then you can see I've got the rubber mount there. So that's where the exhaust will attach to. So that worked out pretty well. I also had to make new license plate mounts, which are those 2 L brackets. Pretty simple, but I also drilled and tapped the 1/4 20 on the back side, and I tapped the brackets themselves so I could just screw in my plate. And that's because I removed that bottom portion of the bumper. So I did that because if I didn't, I would have had to drill big holes here and it probably looks stupid. So for now, I just took that off. Obviously, I'm not gonna keep it like this forever, but for now I could just take that off and I didn't really need to modify that. And I could always put that on if I wanted to. It basically snaps back into place. And then of course, because I'm running the exhaust under where it never ran before, just like when I did the one in the front, I had to add some heat protection. So I just added this heat shield. I was able to use a lot of the factory screw mounts around the perimeter. Unfortunately, there's nothing I could really mount to up on this side. So I used a couple pieces of the gold heat reflective tape. So I've got that the whole way onto the air tank. So that should be nice and protected now. All that plastic under there shouldn't melt with that heat shield in place. And now it is time for the final install, and we can get this on the car and see what it sounds like. All right guys, I've got Alex coming over to help me film today, so we're gonna get his reaction. This is the first time he's seen the car with the taillights and also now the new exhaust.
Wait, why is the bumper off? Why is there gold in the bumper?
You know I had to keep the gold though.
No way, what the heck? Wow, that's crazy looking. Wait, did you go for like a muscle car kind of?
It wasn't supposed to be like that, but.
Wait, what the heck? Oh, it's on the tank. I guess that does mean, yeah, you probably want to keep heat away from
Well, yeah, I added that whole heat shield under there. So, wow. And then there was nothing to screw it to, so then I was like, gold tape. Like, screw it to on that side. It's screwed like 6 other places, but dude, on the top side there was nowhere. So I used a few pieces of the gold tape. It's actually really good adhesive on the gold tape.
Look at these tips. Oh, that is cool. And the light. Wow, that's such a different car now. So how'd Was it hard getting the gold off the front?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, it actually was.
Yeah,
The adhesive stayed completely, and then I had to use more of that stuff to get it off. So there's nothing on it now, but...
It's like it never happened, baby.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, see, I didn't modify anything because I knew it probably wasn't going to stay like that.
Yeah, well. Yeah. Wow, this looks really cool.
I mean, it's obviously half the bumper like that isn't exactly how it's going to stay, but for now, instead of cutting it, see, it's right there. So it obviously looks kind of weird just like that, but for now, like this will look
really cool.
It'll look a lot cleaner once you have like diffusers and whatever else, and it's like more built in. Because not right now, it kind of looks like it's just like hanging out there, but so it's kind of funny, but.
That looks pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie.
It's unique. But yeah, what do you think of the taillights?
Yeah, it's everything.
They're cleaner than I thought they would be.
Like, but yeah, this looks really good.
Yeah, it actually blends in pretty well.
Yeah.
Like, but, you know, it's not gonna stay exactly like this, but for now it's progress.
Yeah.
It's a lot better than it was. So?
Yeah, that sounds like a car now.
It's completely different. Completely different.
Wow.
Way smoother.
Yeah.
And then after cold start, calms down.
Wow, that sounds so deep and throaty.
Totally different. But already, like, it's so much quieter in here.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's not like insane obnoxious in here.
It's so smooth.
So much smoother. X-Pipe, dude. Isn't it crazy how quiet it seems from in here?
That is amazing. That's
Is it?
fully catless.
It's complete
Wow.
straight pipe catless. Like, isn't that crazy?
You know, that sounds amazing under load though.
Oh, I know. I bet it sounds insane outside the car. Like, I'm
That
interested to hear
sounds like
It is much more refined now.
like half an F1 car almost. Like it's,
Yeah.
it's like kind of high pitched. It's so quiet. Are you
I
gonna,
know. I
Are you gonna
know.
put an exhaust on it? What the heck?
I know. That's honestly like, I'm like, how is it so quiet in here?
Wait, what, is it because it's shooting up into the sky?
I don't
Like
know. It's because
I can barely hear it.
I think it's just because like I was so used to how loud it was. But honestly, it's like, how is it not louder? I mean, it sounds good,
It sounds great.
but it's like so surprising how quiet it seems, just from in here at least.
Yeah, I kind of want to hear it outside now. Oh my No way. Alright, I can tell you right now, it's not quiet outside.
I don't think it's quiet outside, but it sounds like amazing in here. It's like,
Holy crap, this thing is quick.
it feels like faster now that it's not so like just killing you in the ears, I think, right beside you.